رتل قرآنك جوده وتدبر فيه ووقره فثواب الحرف به عشرا وبه الرحمن جزاء أجرا.
Bismillah. Lesson 4. Inshallah, today we're going to take one lesson break from the stable noon and tanween rules. We still have one lesson left. Inshallah, this will be the next lesson. This lesson is very, very important for the next lesson and for the whole Tajweed rules. Some people introducing Tajweed to people, to students, and they are not giving any information about at-tafkhim wa tarqiq, and it's very, very important, and it's a little bit advanced, but it's very important to know and to practice as much as we can, inshallah. So today it's magnification and simplification. I try to make some translation better than this, but I think this is the most accurate translation. I find people translate it to heavy and light letters, something like that. So we will all agree that the name of these rules are at-tafkhim wa tarqiq. So what are these? So inshallah, we're going to, for the outline for today, we're going to introduce magnification or at-tafkhim. What is it? And some letters that are always magnified or mufakhama. And simplification, at-tarqiq, and some letters that are always simplified or muraqqaqa. And there are some letters that can have both cases, and they are 3 letters, and we are going to, inshallah, to talk about these cases in details. So what's magnification or at-tafkhim? For the people that are joining us right now, this is the first slide. So the magnification, at-tafkhim. What does this mean? The magnification means it's a thickness in the letter that makes the letter fill the mouth with its echo. So these rules are going to be applied to every letter, and it's actually how you pronounce the letter. So how you pronounce the letter how you pronounce ba, ta, and so on. So magnification or at-tafkhim means there is some thickness in the letter that makes the letter fill the mouth and with its echo. Like this letter, kha. So kha, we have 2 ways to say it. We can say kha and we can say kha. See the difference between kha and kha. So if I say kha, that means that the kha is magnified. Kha, my mouth is full with the letter and there is some echo coming out of the letter because of this magnification. So kha, not kha. Let's see, you have a question. Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah. So the difference between magnification and simplification. So every letter can be said with magnification and with simplification, but some letters have to be said using magnification and some others have to be said using simplification, like this one. Kha have to be magnified, has to be said like this. Kha. You cannot say kha. Kha is not good. Same thing with saw. So harf sad, saw, need to be said magnified. Saw. You have to fill your mouth with it. Saw. Don't say sa. Sa is another letter. So sad need to always be magnified. Da, same thing. Fill your mouth with it. Da. Gha. Try to repeat after me the letter ta. Qa. So qa, you cannot say ka. Ka is simplified. Ka. And this is another letter. Qa need always to be magnified. مفخمة. Qa. And the last one, dha. These 7 letters are called حروف الاستعلاء. This is just a scientific name of these 7 letters. And these letters have to be all the time مفخم, have to be pronounced like this. Kha, sa, da, gha, ta, qa, dha. Yeah, and they can be collected in this sentence. خص ضغط قذ. This is just for simplification. You don't need to know anything about this. Just memorize the 7 letters here. خاء صاد ضاد غين طاء قاف ظاء. And we will call this letter magnified letter or الحروف المفخمة. Some examples just to show you guys how we can say. So القارعة. القارعة. See how I pronounce it. قاف. القا. القارعة. The ayn here is simplified. So I will say a. No problem. A. This is not magnified. The qa is one of these 7 letters, so it has to be مفخمة. القارعة. وابل فطل. See the fa here, I said fa, simple, fa. But the ta is one of these letters. فطا, فطل. Don't say fatal. This cannot be fatal. Fatal means this is not ta. You have to keep the ta magnified. مفخمة. فطل. صم. صم. صو. صو. Don't make it simplified. Don't say su. Always say so. صاد need to be مفخمة. ظلمات. ظل. ظلمات. The غين here is مفخمة. ميم مرققة. We'll come to the simplified letters next slide. غين مفخمة. ضاد مفخمة. Because غين and ضاد are one of these 7 letters. So here I will say غيري. غيري. Don't say غيري. غيري is too bad to say. Also, it's in Al-Fatiha, so we say it every rak'ah. Huh? So don't say غيري. Always say غيري. غيري. غين always magnified. غير المغضوب. غير المغضوب. غين هي مفخمة. ضاد مفخمة. الضالين. ضاد here same thing. Don't say الدالين. الضاء. الذين استضعفوا. استضعفوا. سين مرققة. س. تاء مرققة. تاء. ضاد مفخمة. استضعفوا. استضعفوا. ضاد must be مفخمة. مثقال. مثقا. this is simplified. قا magnified. مثقا. مثقال. ذرة خا. See, this is not خيرا. Don't say ذرة خيرا. Don't say ذرة خيرا. ذرة خيرا. Magnified or مفخمة. Here's the same thing with خاء. لمن خا. لمن خشي. لمن خا. Don't say لمن خشي. لمن خا, not good. خا. Make it always مفخمة. Yeah, this is for the letters that are always مفخمة. Yeah, always magnified. So these are 7 letters. We have 28. We took out 7. We still have 21, right? The rest of the letters, the 21 letters, are simplified, always simplified, except 3 letters. So we have 18 letters that are simplified, right? And what is simplification? Simplification. Yeah, it's back on. So I will say the letters مرققة, simplified. So here ba can be said with 2 ways. The first one is ba, and the second one is ba. So what we say ba. Ba is simplified, the simplified way of saying it. The same thing with ta, tha, ja. Don't say jaw. Ja. Ja is simplified. Ha, da, the, za, sa, sha, and so on. Yeah. All the letters except the 7 that we discussed before are simplified. Add to them these 3 that we are going to come later, inshallah. So these letters we are going to call muraqqaqa. Yeah. Here. هو الأبتر. Don't say هو الأبتر. But this is alif. We're going to come to this later. But here, الأبتا. Some people say الأبطا. الأبطر. هو الأبطر. Not good. This is ta and need to be simplified. هو الأبتر. الأبتر. ألم ألم ترى. ألم ترى. Don't say ألم ترى. ألم ترى. Not good. ألم ترى. كيف. كيف. Don't say كيف. كيف. فاء always مرققة. Always simplified. كيف. في ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر. قاف here مفخمة. دال مرققة. Don't say القدر. القدر means this one is مفخمة. We don't like this. قاف is مفخمة. القا. دال is مرققة. القادر. So magnified and simplified. الله الصمد. Don't say الصمد. الصمد means the meme here is magnified. Ma. We don't like this. We say ma. Meme is one of the letters that is always simplified. Ma. الصا ما. الصا ما. So صاد is magnified as we discussed. الصا. But the meme is simplified. الصمد. إن الذين مرققة كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم. Here, نار, don't say نار. This is also not good. People say في نار جهنم. في نار جهنم. Here, same thing. الصراط, just notice the difference between the صاد and the sin here. الصراط, this is magnified. طاء magnified. الصراط المستقيم. المس here sin, here صاد. See the difference? الصي. المستقيم. Here also notice the difference between ta and qaf, because ta is simplified as you can see here and qaf is magnified. You say al-mustaqi. Don't say al-mustaqi. Al-mustaqim, very bad because you changed the letter qaf to the letter kaf here. So you should say al-mustaqi. Al-mustaqi. And don't also say al-mustaqi. Al-mustaqi means this is ta, not good. So you say sin, sa, ta, qa. Al-mustaqim. I hope you guys got this. It's a little bit high level, but it's very, very important, except with something that we repeat a lot, like Surah Al-Fatiha. As-Sirat al-Mustaqim. I really feel bad when people say al-Mustaqim. Al-Mustaqim. This is ta. This is not ta. You have to pronounce the ta right. Al-Mustaqim. Al-Mustaqim. Yeah. إذا جاء نصر. Na here. Don't say إذا جاء نصر. نصر, not good. نصر. إذا جاء نصر الله. إذا جاء نصر الله. Here again غير المغضوب. Meme here should be مرققة. and we have ghain after it. That's why it's hard. Ghain is مفخمة, magnified. Mim is مرققة, simplified. Here you should say المغضوب. Don't say المغضوب. المغضوب means المغضوب means the meme is magnified. This is not good. You say المغضوب. المغضوب. So far we had all the letters except these three. Yeah. If you guys has any question, please ask, because we are going to go forward with the other three letters. So no questions so far. I hope you understand the difference between magnified or مفخمة and simplified مرققة, because it's very important. So now we go to the third part of the lecture, which is some letters have both. Can be magnified sometimes, can be simplified sometimes, like the letter alif. What is the difference between the magnified alif and the simplified alif? The magnified alif pronounced like this, ah. Yeah, magnified and I got a question. Could you repeat the difference between magnified and simplified with example? Yeah. So I will do it right now with the letter alif. So I want to pronounce alif now. So I will say two pronunciation for the same letter. I can say a and I can say a. These two are alif. Same thing with the letter lam. I can say la and I can say la. Yeah. I got another question. Is it allowed to write these ayat or words of Quran on paper without wudu? Oh, I don't know. That's the fiqh part. I really cannot say anything here. So you can do it for the sake of like learning, but I think wudu will be better here. But I cannot say anything. I'm sorry. You can ask someone in fiqh, inshallah. So for the brother asking about the difference between magnified and simplified. So magnified or mufakham means that you feel the echo of the letter in your mouth. Ah, you feel your mouth with it. Ah, like the letter kha, da. Yeah. So these letters are magnified. You don't say kha. Kha is not a nice kha. The letter kha need to be pronounced like this. Kha, mufakham. Yeah. On the other side, the letter like fa, like the last slide. Here, a letter like ta, we say ta. We don't say ta. We don't say it mufakham. We say muraqqaq. We say simplified. Ta, tha, ja, ha, and so on. Here we say ha. We never say ha. We say ha. We never say ha. So both are ha'us, fatha, but the pronunciation is different. That's very important. Yeah. Here we say here إذا جاء نصر الله. We say إذا جاء. Don't say إذا جاء. If you said إذا جاء, and I think some people, because of their different tongue and different listening and I think hearing Arabic and other languages, maybe people have something like this. Yeah. So here we say ja, ja. Don't say ja. If you say ja, it's also jim, but it is mufakhama. Yeah, and it happens a lot. We will see this while practicing. So while practicing, inshallah, it will be much clear. For now, this is the difference. You can say the same letter, but you can say it both ways, simplified and magnified. Here with alif, I hope it's clear, brother. Here with alif, we have two ways of saying it. A and A. A is magnified. A is simplified. Yeah. So here we have a rule for alif, which can have both. So sometimes can be magnified, so it's like this, and sometimes can be simplified, it's like this, right? Based on the previous letter to the alif. So if the previous letter is simplified, the alif will be simplified. We'll be very clear with the example. Here, first example. We say Bismillah. We say Qulillah. We say Iyaka. What happened here? Did we say Iyaka? We said Iyaka. Alif here. Just notice the pronunciation of the alif. Don't say Iyaka na'budu. Don't say Iyaka. And I believe some of you heard this before because of the different tongues. Some people can say Iyaka and get away with it, but this is not good Arabic. So if you say the alif and there is a simplified letter before it, which is in this case ya, you have to say it simplified. Iyaka. An-nas. Don't say an-nas. An-na, not good. An-na. Min as-sama. Don't say min as-sama. As-sama, not good. Min as-sama. This is a difference between magnified and simplified. Don't say وتواصوا. وتواصوا. وتواصوا, not good. The alif here should be simplified. وتواصوا. وتواصوا. Yeah. Why? Because the letter before it is simplified, muraqqaq. The letter before it is here, the meme, simplified. Here, the noon, simplified. Here, the ya, simplified. We only have 7 letters magnified, guys. I will show you inshallah here. So same with alif, the second one, if it's the previous letter is magnified or mufakham, then the alif itself will be magnified. Like ad-da. See the alif here? See the difference between iya and ad-da? The alif pronounce is different. One of them is simplified, iyaka. One of them is magnified, ad-dallin. See here, here, a. Yeah, I hope it's clear. Same thing with absar, absarihim, absar. Because sad is one of the 7 letters that's always mufakham. Absarihim. Yeah, al-maqabir. Don't say al-makabir. You say al-maqa. Qa. The difference between an-na and al-maqa. This is what I'm talking about. Same thing with al-qari'ah, because the alif here before is qa, and qa is one of the 7 letters that's always magnified. Then al-qari'ah. Don't say al-qa, al-qa, al-qari'ah. No. Al-qa, al-qari'ah. Very important part. If you have any questions, because it's very important, please send me. Here we have 2 alif. We have alif in al-insan and we have alif in yatagha. سيصلى نارا. I got a question. سيصلى, yes. سيصلى نا. سيصلى نا. So here don't say نارا. Don't say نارا. Say نارا. نارا. But with ra, ra is the 3rd letter that has a special. So with ra we will see. With ra we will see, brother. Because ra is, yeah, he's asking if the alif after ra in naran will be magnified. I hope you have it here. No, we don't. Just let me open the, just 1 minute. So I will open Bismillah. Just, yeah, I will open Surah Al-Masad. So here, naran, here we have two alif. So this alif before it is simplified, na. But this alif before it is ra, and ra with fatha, we will see that will be mufakhama, ra. So here will be naran, naran. Very good example. Two alif in the same word, but this one is simplified, this one is magnified. Naran. Then here comes dhata. Dhal is one of the letters that is simplified, so the alif will be simplified as well. Dhata. Dhata. I have a couple of questions. But with ra, the preceding the second alif that is coming right. So the magnification will be applicable only for the second alif. Yes, yes, that is correct. This part is correct. Ra fatha is magnified. Got it. Yeah, we will get to it inshallah. Yeah. So with ra, just wait a little bit. So here we got everything with the. Oh, that's too long. Let's go. So with alif, I think we got it. But we have one final example. I need to go. The final example here is كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى. So here alif and here alif, but before this is sin and before this is ghain. Sin is a simplified letter, so it will be al-insana. It will not be al-insana. Don't say al-insana. If you hear someone saying this, just stop him. Tell him say al-insana because sin is simplified. But here لا يطغى. لا يطغى. غا, see the alif here because ghain is magnified letter. Yeah. So we go to lam. Any question? More question? No. Yeah, here we are going to go, inshallah, into the ra, and we are going to know that the ra will be magnified in this word, naran. But first we need to is it better to first, this is the question, is it better to first look for if there is any mufakham or what the alif is preceded by? Yes, so if you know something by heart, try to revise. Yeah, now you know the rule. So anywhere, if you know something by heart and you think it's okay, just run it by the rule. You have to run it by the rule. Anything you learn as a rule, you go back and you used to recite this way, but now you know the rule, so you know if you were reciting correctly or not. Yeah. In the homework, I prefer to go by your eye on the lines that you're going to recite and spot the alif and try to see if it's mufakham or muraqqaq. Same thing with lam and ra, because these letters have two cases, or can be mufakham or muraqqaq. So I think we have 10 minutes. I hope we can finish in 10 minutes. Yeah. So the rule with lam is different than alif. The rule with lam is it's muraqqaqa all the time. It's simplified except in the lafz al-jalala, Allah or Allahumma. So only in Allah or Allahumma you will see this lam mufakhama. Just give me 1 minute. I need to drink water. Yeah. Bismillah. So here lam will only be mufakhama in case this is Allah or Allahumma. And not only that, but when we have Allah or Allahumma, these two words, we can have magnified or simplified lam. But otherwise, lam will always be simplified, will always be muraqqaqa. Yeah. So if you find Allah or Allahumma, you see the previous letter. If it's with fatha or dhamma, the lam in Allah or Allahumma will be magnified, will be مفخمة. Like هو الله. هو الله. Why? Because before Allah is فتحة. Here, وإذ قالوا اللهم. Why? Because before Allah is wow, ضمة. وإذ قالوا اللهم, people say, sometimes they say وإذ قالوا اللهم. Very bad, not good. وإذ قالوا اللهم. The lam here is مفخمة. Why? Because before اللهم we have ضمة. حسبنا الله. حسبنا الله. حسبنا الله. Why? Because here is فتحة. سيؤتينا الله. سيؤتينا الله. Before it فتحة. So this is very important. Lam will always be simplified all the time except in Allah and Allahumma. If the letter before has Dhamma or Fatha, Allah will be like this. Not Allah, will be Allah. And Allahumma will be Allahumma, not Allahumma. So it can be Allahumma. Yeah, it can be. Just wait 1 minute. Here's the same thing. وَاذْكُرُوا Wow. So Dhamma before Allah, so it will be مفخمة. وَاذْكُرُوا Yeah. Simplified or muraqqaqa if the previous letter has kasra. So Allah and Allahumma, again, only on these two words, the lam will be simplified if we have kasra before it. Like most common, Bismillah. Bismillah. So the difference here, just compare Huwallah and Bismillah. Same lam, same word, the pronunciation is different. Because before here we have fatha and here we have kasra. أفي الله شك. Allah. أفي الله شك. Because kasra before it. قل اللهم. As I told you, Allahumma can also be Allahumma here. قل اللهم مالك الملك. Yeah, I hope this is also clear with lam. So the final part, and it's a little bit complicated with ra, but inshallah we are going to make a rule for it for you guys to remember. So ra is a little bit complicated. I need you to give me your attention for like 7 minutes, inshallah. So ra will be, the rule of ra will be muraqqaqa. Ra muraqqaqa will be like this, ra. But ra mufakhama will be like this, ra. So magnified will be ra, muraqqaqa will be, or simplified will be ra. Yeah. So muraqqaqa, I'm trying to make it easier for you guys and look if there is a kasra before it or on it, or under it. But this is not always the case. So scientifically, we have to have 4 cases for ra to be muraqqaqa like this, ra. The first case is if the ra has kasra. So the ra itself has kasra, like here, birihin, biri. See, the ra is simplified, biri. Yeah. The second rule is if the ra is stable, but before it is kasra. And it's also cannot be a magnified letter, cannot have a mufakham, harf mufakham before it. So if it's stable, the ra itself is stable, but before it is kasra, like here. Fir'aun, fir. Ra here is simplified. Fir'aun. Yeah. The third one is the ra is stable and before it also stable, yeah, and not magnified, same as here, but here the letter before it, like Fir'aun, had kasra, but here the letter before it had stability, sukun, yeah. But before both of them there is kasra. So even we have ra here, right? And we are going to stop, so this tanween will not be here. Qadir. So this one has sukun, this one has kasra. So even 2 letters before the ra can affect if this ra will be magnified or simplified. So here, qadir. Here this is stable, this is kasra, and this is stable here. So the rule here will be a stable ra, before it is stable, and before both of them there is kasra. This is also the third case. Same thing with the word hijr. 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 So jim is stable, ha kasra, and ra here, because I'm stopping, will not have this kasra, or will not have this tanween, so will be stable. So stable, stable, kasra, this will be simplification. The fourth and final one is ra stable, before it a ya, but it's stable, and before them fatha. This is very important because we have fatha and we still make the ra muraqqaqa here, like khair. So ra is stable because I'm stopping, there is no tanween here. Ya before it, stable, and there is fatha before. Khair, la dair, la dair. Don't make the ra here mufakhama. Don't say dair. Say dair, khair. Yeah. So this is the rule for ra to be simplified. Otherwise, if you don't have one of these four, it will be magnified. I'm trying to say this to make it easy for you guys, because the magnification has eight uh, cases, and this is the most difficult part in the magnification simplification, the letter ra. So my like advice to memorize the four positions that you need to make the ra muraqqaqa, and otherwise will be mufakhama. Let's go over them very quick. So simply we had with ra muraqqaqa, we had the kasra. Look for the kasra, yeah. And we had the fourth one has fatha, but this is slightly different here. So if you have ra with dhamma, you will always make it magnified, or with fatha. So if ra with fatha, ra maftuha, you will say ra, ra, magnified. Ra with dhamma, will say kafaru, ru, ru. If it's stable and before it fatha, or stable and before it dhamma, it will also be magnified. Ya Maryam. Don't say Ya Maryam. Maryam, maybe in like local language will be okay, but Maryam, ra will be mufakhama. Maryam. See what I said? Maryam. Ra, ra. Here, mufakhama. Maryam. Same thing with Al-Quran. The ra itself is stable, but before it is a dhamma. Al-Quran. Here, ra is stable, before it's stable but not ya, and before them fatha. If you remember this one in the last slide, you will see that if the ra is stable and before it ya, stable, and before them fatha, it will be muraqqaqa. But here, this is the opposite. Ra is stable, before it's stable but not ya, and before it fatha, you will say it mufakhama. Wal asr, wal asr. Sorry, here. And the sixth one is stable, and before it's stable and before them dhamma, like here. خسر, خسر, إن الإنسان لفي خسر. خسر, right here should be مفخمة, should be magnified. And these two are, yeah, are a little bit special cases. If the ra is stable before there is kasra, but it's a magnified letter. As you remember from the last slide, we said here it has to be before it has to be kasra, but not magnified or not mufakham. If it's mufakham like qirtas, because this one is magnified, this will be magnified ra. Qirtas. Don't say qirtas. Ra should be mufakhama here. Qirtas. And the last one, if it's stable and before it in non-original kasra, like here irji'u, because this is alif wasl. We'll come to that later, so this one is a little bit complicated. I got a question. I don't hear the difference between ra magnified and simplified. So yeah, I will try. This is the final question, and we will end with the lesson, inshallah. But I will try to find someone for the brother. So here, see the ra here in al-huruf. See this word al-huruf. See the ra, I say al-huru, ru, ru. Yeah, see the ra here. See the ra here in birihin. See the difference between ri and ru. Ru, the magnification is your mouth has an echo of the letter, like the letter da or gha. So same thing with ra. You can say ra very simple, ra. You can say ra, and you can say ra very magnified, like ra. So the difference between ra and ra. I hope you can hear the difference using microphone. Ra, ra is two different kind of ra, right? Same thing. Fir'aun, fir. Ra is very simple here. Fir. But here, like al-huru, ra is here magnified. Ru. Yeah, I hope you can hear it. Is this problem only with ra or with other letters as well? Just send me. Only ra. So yeah, we can go to example, inshallah. Just another example here. Say kafaru, kafaru. And if you remember, the last slide will be biri, birihen. Ra is simplified in birihen and magnified in kafaru. Ra should fill your mouth or fill your mouth with its echo. Ru, ru. But in birih, the ra is simplified. Inshallah, during practice, we can go into this one. The homework, last time we added one page. I hope you guys do it. Go over the slides. With ra, I know it's complex, no problem. Just remember the four rules or the four situations for the ra, simplified or muraqqaq, and any other ra should be magnified or mufakham. Read the 2 pages. In the 2 pages before you read, just use your eyes to find the stopping side that we went on, small and silent letters, stabilun and tanween. Because we have 15 letters left, inshallah, next lesson we will have them. So only practice the letters we had and the 3 rules we had 2 lessons, the last 2 lessons. And also you can find which letters are simplified and magnified. Try to find alif and lam and ra. Try to find which of them are magnified and simplified or mufakham and muraqqaq. Recite the 2 pages. Very important to practice to inshallah make the information clear. That's it. We go to practice inshallah.